There we go. Boom. Roasted. I'm just late on every live stream today. That's the theme of today. Be late everywhere. And the best thing about that is that I'm always late. So this is normal. Did anybody expect anything any different? Hey there, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I've got some super nasty, watered down. Do you ever just drink something and it's bad, and you just like keep hoping, like, maybe if I just drink a little bit more, it'll be better, and it's just never any better. It's just bad from the get-go. So I'm gonna keep drinking it. I was telling the guys, the channel members in the pre-show, that I got that coffee like 2 hours ago, and I was like, oh, I'm so smart. I'll just put it in the fridge, and I'll have this nice, refreshing cup of coffee for the live stream. Yeah, no. Still melted. Now it just tastes like watered down iced coffee. Looks and sounds good. Awesome. I'm so glad. Hopefully the guitars, that does look great. Can confirm. Hopefully it's not too doubly, the double guitar sound. Oh, hey Luke, hey, check this out, dude. Let me show you something that I just got. Where can I set this down at? I was gonna message you about this tomorrow. So if you guys don't know, Luke is the guy who won the Blue Acacia. And check it out, man. Bam, here it is. So, full story. The guitar, after living its life in Ohio, had some fret sprouts on it, and I had messed up the input jack, and I wanted to take it into the shop to get it clean bill of health before I gave it to someone. I wanted to send them a guitar that needed work done to it, and I just got it. Was it earlier today or maybe Friday evening? But here it is, man. This will be going out to you on Monday, dude. It is good to go. The frets are perfect now on it. I'm not sure how in tune it is. I don't remember if did I grab the right? I think I might have grabbed the wrong. Oh, I did. I grabbed the wrong input jack. There you go. I forgot how good this guitar sounds. Yeah, this thing is there you go. So this will be going out to you, man, on Monday. She is all cleaned up, all good to go now. And I just got to get it boxed up. So I'm gonna try my. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best to get it out Monday. Monday is a video shooting day, so it possibly will be Tuesday at the latest. But regardless, it is finally back from the shop and good to go. What's over here real quick? Okay, now we're back. Oh, I love this 335. Watch your ears. Okay. 3 Hershey bars. But yeah, that's the acacia. So Luke, if you're still here, man, hopefully you didn't leave right before I showed that. Buddy, I know we haven't jammed. I haven't jammed with anyone. I haven't had anyone over since March, so it's long overdue. Hey Robert, what's up, dude? Robert was at the clinic this morning. Hey, anyone who's watching this, if you have the 8-course bundle, next Saturday is the live clinic for that. So if you are already signed up for that stuff, then what's cracking? What's crack-a-lackin'? Country strong. Definitely gonna be my number one. Oh yeah, I can't wait for you to try it out, man. I think you'll really dig it. Is 24 frets worth it? To be honest, do I have a 24 fret guitar? I think the Acacia, the one that I gave away, I think that's my only 24 fret guitar. Yeah, so I don't technically have a 24 fret guitar anymore. I'm trying to think. I don't think I do. I never use those top 2 frets. So I don't see why you need more than 22. Send me guitars to try, right? And I want to play your 68 335. You know how to get the left hand in sync, right hand speed and accuracy. I'll tell you what, John. One of the big things that helped me a lot, and they're not musical, they're not fun to do. And John, you were in the clinic this morning, right? I think maybe I might be kind of like reiterating myself. But a lot of that finger independent stuff that we were talking about, like all those little things like that, super crucial to getting your hands in sync. It's really challenging. That was one of the big things that I used sweep picking for. It's always like a really good indicator. Like I didn't get to warm up before going live, so my hands are feeling pretty rough right now. But that, like I said, any kind of exercise like that. Part of the Rob Scallon, Jared Dines crew. I'm not sure what you mean by that, man. I know Jared and I know Rob, but I guess I don't know them outside of just kind of like being acquaintances. I was in Jared's Shred collab, and I've talked to Jared a couple times, just like messages through Instagram. But other than that, I don't think I've ever. I've met Jared once at NAMM, and we know who each other are. But like I said, outside of that, I don't think we've ever hung out or anything. What pickups in the Gibson? So these are kind of weird pickups to have in a 335, and it's exactly why I like this 335 so much. These are called dirty finger pickups. So these are the original ones that would have been put in here in '79. And so many people are like, "Oh, you should put different pickups in there, cover them." I'm like, "No way, man. This is the way this guitar was meant to look." I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think 335s look the best with covered pickups. Like, I love that look. But that's how this guitar was just designed to look. It was supposed to look a little bit different. Make you kind of like take a second look at it, you know, those uncovered pickups. Third live stream today with RB. Feel like I'm crashing on his couch. I know, right? Yeah, so you did an hour or so this morning, 30-minute pre-show. Main live stream yet to be concluded, so who knows how long this one will be. Do you like Les Pauls better or 335s? Definitely Les Pauls. Les Pauls are, you know, one of my favorite guitars, but I do love 335s now too. I was just talking about this with the channel members. We were talking about SGs. And I said, you know, it's funny, like, I was never really a Les Paul person, and until you find the one that, like, really clicks with you, it seems to help make you click with other ones as well. So, same with me with 335s. Like, when I found this 335, now when I pick up other 335s, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, like, I get it. It's different. And I don't know if maybe that's just age and kind of, like, experience through playing. But it's kind of like the whole, like, there is no such thing as a bad tone outlook. You know, like, I've gotten to where, regardless of what it sounds like, I'm always like, you know, that's not, like, my favorite tone, but, like, there's a space for that. You know, like, whatever the ugliest tone, like, if I just turn something on, like, what is this tone? Like, I mean, someone would probably hear that and just be like, God, that tone sucks. You know, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm like, no, there's a space for that. Like, what would it be? Like, it's kind of dark and swampy, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know. You know, so I've just gotten to where, like, it's like I like all guitars now. I like all amps. I like all tones. I just, you know, I think you just have to be willing to, like, acknowledge, like, hey, like, that thing's only good for one sound, you know, and that's kind of all it ever does. That I think is, like, definitely, like, important for you to be able to be like, hey, it does that one thing really good. That's all it does. Like, is it worth having it? That's why, like, I was looking into getting. Sean Tubbs just did a video on the. If you haven't checked out the Revs YouTube channel, if you're like a huge Sean Tubbs nut like me, there's all kinds of videos that he's made on there. And he was talking about he has this old Schecter guitar. It has 3 mini humbuckers in it. I think that's what it is. It's called the Schecter. It's their old California custom shop. It's called a Hellcat, and it's this super cool looking guitar. And I found some of them on Reverb, and they're not like crazy expensive. They're like $500-600. Still, you know, like decent chunk of money. But I was thinking about getting one because when he was playing, I was like, it really has like a unique sound to it. And I think that's what I'm after now. I'm like, I want guitars, amps, all that stuff that just sound unique. Like, I don't want 10 of the same Les Paul. It's like, I have a standard, a custom, and then the standard with P90s. I'm like, I don't know what other Les Paul. I guess I get one with like mini humbuckers in it, but you know, that's a whole different thing. The parking lot disaster. I'm just using my Axe effects right now. Yeah, subscribe to Sean. Man. I love Sean. Aside from being one of my favorite guitar players, Sean's just one of my favorite people. In general. He's just a good guy. Oh my god. I was like, can I get this to not spew all over me? Oh, they have hollow-bodied ones? Oh, that's cool. That's real cool. I'm a Les Paul girl for real. My F phone is very bluey. Ooh, nice. I was, made you being bluesy? Oh wow, Arthur. Dude, thank you so much. Just showing some horns and love, homie G-Funk. Dude, thank you so much. That's extremely generous of you. Obviously, we have to write a song called G-Funk, which would be in the key of G and funky. Hold on. These pickups are so hot. Like I need to turn a little bit of that distortion down. All right, so this song is called Arthur G-Funk. Arthur G-Funk. I'm like so used to a Les Paul. I'm like, change pickups. Where are you at? Like, I think this is such a weird spot for the selector. How to record guitar and how to make it sound like that live. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to figure out, think of a way to like do some kind of like a recording video. I don't really know what I want to do just yet, but I'm definitely gonna try to do something, or like it'll be included in a course, or that one of the things I'm doing in my Rock and Roll Bootcamp Part 2 that's coming out next month is I'm going over pedals, and then the 80s course that comes out in November, I'm doing like a gear section inside of the course, so where I'm talking about like pedals, and it's great because it's kind of like in its own little world off YouTube because it's this guitar course, so it's like I already try to make it super clear when something's sponsored, not sponsored. But this is like, you know, like I don't have to say anything about anything, no matter what. Like this is my own little like website over here off of it all, so I can, you know, show you all this stuff, and hopefully people can like really trust that I'm like, hey, this pedal sounds great for 80s, you know, or whatever it is, and they can be like, oh, cool, yeah, that's the sound I kind of wanted, like whatever that pedal is doing. So I wanted to include some more gear-based stuff inside of the more instructional content, because a lot of people ask me like, oh, how do you set your pedal up to do this, and how do you do this, and I'm just kind of like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I can at least show you what I did. What are some of your favorite metal bands? I guess it depends on like what degree of metal you want to go. Like old school metal, it's like Megadeth and all that kind of stuff. New-ish, like I really don't listen to like too much modern stuff, but I was really big into. I mean, I liked Shadows Fall a lot. I loved the Conquering Dystopia album that came out. It's been a while now. I like the Alluvial stuff that was with Keith and Halk. And back in the day, I listened to Winds of Plague. Who else? We listened to Lamb of God. All kinds of stuff. You know, I don't so much listen to metal nowadays. But when I did, it was just kind of all over the place. Born of Osiris. The one that has Jason Richardson. I think that was him who played on that one album. Just me, or is that not weird? I don't know. Is it? I don't think so. I don't know. Seems normal to me. Look, I keep trying to switch pickups up here. Johnny Be Good. I don't know it. I don't know how to play it. I've never learned any Chuck Berry. Can you play? Oh, that's the same one. School is important, but guitar is importanter. Which Les Paul? Best Les Paul. Of the ones that I own, my favorite is definitely my KM. Like that is a. I think it's a sign I need to switch to the Les Paul because I just keep trying to grab the Les Paul pickup selector. Marty McFly guitar. Was his a 335 or was that a 355? I can't remember. I think it was a 35. I want to hear some. You got your gold top. Ow, 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 ow! Dude, congratulations. How is it? How are you digging on it? Some Funk 49. Oh, I'd have to bust out the Strat for that, though. What's up, PDX? There you go. It's gold. Anyways. Oh wow, Dennis, thank you, man. Would you do a tutorial on bad flowers, the jester? Huh, I've never heard of that. I'll have to, thank you very much for the super chat. I can't do too many, like, full tutorials. Tutorials. But, let me text that name to myself so I can check the song out at least. Oh, man, those tutorials. Sometimes I just hear myself talk and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Bad Flowers by Jester. Yeah, I will check that out though, man. But like I said, you have to really watch those full tutorials because they've gotten so tough about. If you notice, like a lot of people don't really do full tutorials anymore. Like maybe like Marty Music or something like that. But a lot of people don't anymore. What's in that coffee thing? Oh, dude, I ain't even drinking it. It's gross. Some like watered down coffee. How about one more drink? Oh, whoo! Significantly worse than what it was. Like 30 minutes ago. Woo! Wow, that is rough. Woo! I'm telling you, I cannot pick this guitar up and not start like wanting to write songs off of it. Like I said, I don't know. Do you guys like who else has a guitar like that? You know, there's just something about it. Like I said, I bet someone else would pick up this guitar and play it and be like, dude, that thing is heavy and uncomfortable and I don't get it. It does nothing for me. And like I said, and when I pick it up, I feel so like connected to the guitar. It's like weird. It's just like, you know, like how your hand just knows like the total shape of the neck and like all the parts where the lacquer's starting to like chip away and all that kind of stuff. It's really funny. Like I said, I get anytime if I'm stuck. Sometimes I'll try the 12 string or different tuning or whatever it is, but 9 times out of 10, if I'm stuck on something and I can't write anything, I'll just I'll grab the Les Paul and I'm like, all right, well, I need a riff, for this thing to be something. Hey, Metal X Music, you made it, buddy. There you go. Come out of the fingers with the DC piano. Yeah, the Dan Electros are really inspiring for that stuff. A little crappy beat up Les Paul, but I love it. Yeah, dude. It's just there's always that one. Les Paul Studio is still to be refinished. Ooh. Well, how are you? What are you refinishing it in? Hopefully, TV yellow. What's the cheapest guitar I own? It depends. Probably just on the surface value. I have this really old Epiphone. I don't even know what it's called. It's pretty much the lowest level of Epiphone, I think. That was given to me by a good friend of mine, and she used to take lessons from me. Her name's Donna, and but it's signed by Joe Bonamassa. So, I love Joe's playing, and more so than that is the fact that the student of mine gave me this guitar. So it like you said, probably to sell it, probably not worth very much, but to me it's worth a lot. Great Vanzini. Can I play the blue? The blue telly is still not set up. Hopefully, I'll get that set up soon. My guitar of choice lately is the Friedman T Styles P90s. Dude, Joe, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Oh man, and you know what? It was really cool the other day. So anyone who's seen the videos on my Strat knows the original owner, who was Jim. I started to say Pete. Someone's name popped up over here. Jim. He called me the other day and he's like, "Hey, I got this book for you. I want to send you." So Jim's sending me this guitar book, and we chatted for a little bit and all that kind of stuff. And he was telling me all these different. He's like, "Do you know this person on YouTube?" I'm like, "I've never heard of them." He's like, "Oh, you gotta check them out," And I'm like, "Oh, dude, have you heard this guy?" So we were swapping different YouTube guitars to watch and to learn some stuff from. But I'm excited to check out that book that he said he was sending. Amp or interface sounds good. Oh, thank you very much. I'm just using my Axe Effects right now, so I like to do it because all my controls are here. If I had the amps, I really couldn't reach anything. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys want to hear the amps, I can probably fire them up or something. I'll let you guys decide. We'll do what you want for the live stream. Blonde, good old Blondie Pete. I love that became that guitar's name. We named it Blondie, and I think the Blondie Pete was just inevitable. No dislikes yet? Give it time. I have faith. I have faith. You have the SLO 30? No, I just shipped that back out today. Yeah, that was not my amp to keep that was just simply here, and it's on its way. I actually don't know where it's going. They just sent me the label. The Music Man guitar is still here, but it's boxed up, so I can't even get to it or anything. Yeah, the SLO, man, that's a bad mamma jamma of an amp. You know, originally I looked at it, I think my initial reaction was what a lot of people's reaction was. Because they sent me the amp, and I didn't know how much the amp cost. And I just happened to look up, before I did the video and all that stuff. I'm like, whoa, my God, this amp is like, what was it, $26.99? And then if you got it with the purple and something else to it, it was like $28.99. I'm like, that is crazy expensive. But what I didn't realize, and I think I forgot to mention it in the video, is it's a hand-wired amp. It's not like a circuit board, like printed amp or anything like that. So as soon as I read that, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense why it's like so much higher than I thought it would be. And I think the amp, like, tonally, it sounded incredible. I just think there was a little bit of that sticker shock factor to that amp. But when you look at it and you look at the components, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of like, like cork sniffer level components on stuff, and the fact that it's all hand wired. I'm like, all right, I get it. I can see why. A lot of money for a 30, yeah. I mean, there's no denying. That's why I think I said it in the video, that it might be a long demo, because I was like, because it's an expensive amp, and I'm sure someone who's willing to drop the money on an amp like that would appreciate like long sound clips of it. Like you don't want to hear me just like play like, all right, it's a great amp. Later, guys. You want to like hear the thing with different guitars and everything. Dennis, go for the amps, dude. All right. But I have to warn you guys something. You're gonna hear something, and I can't tell you what it is. I don't know if anybody noticed, but over there, oh, you can't even see it. Right over there, there's a rev amp on the ground. Now, that's the rev amp that's been sitting over here, but it's never been mine, and they finally need it back. So something is now taking its place over here. I hope you can't see it, because that would just ruin everything. Hold on. Can you see it? You can't. Okay. So there's one amp. I won't be able to tell you what it is. Ow, my arm just popped. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's never gonna reach. Nope. Oh my God! I had this hooked up so dumb earlier. Ugh. Like literally just cables were everywhere. That needs to go down for sure. Okay. Orange amp is loud. 1 second here, because those amps are going to heat up and slowly cook me. Alright. Now let me remember how to do this. Alright, so this is this cable. And this is the cable I need. Need to get my duct tape out. Label all this stuff. Alright, so I did it right. That's the mic. Alright, so tell me guys, if I'm gonna turn the mic off for a second, can you still hear the guitar? Awesome. How does it sound, though? That's the real question. Sound good? Sounds amazing. Okay. So right now you're hearing the Friedman. And this is one of the best boost pedals. It's the Friedman Golden Pearl. I heard that pedal 2 NAMs ago, I want to say. Maybe it was 3. I can't remember. I don't remember who showed it to me. Which was Dave? Was that when Henning was there? I don't remember. I just remember I heard it, and I was like, yo, I want that boost pedal. And whenever they came out, that's why they sent me one. I did a video on it and all that kind of stuff. And I love it, you know. So, and if you don't know, I'll ask you guys this too. If you haven't seen my video about the amp switcher that I'm using, let me know and I'll explain it, because to me it's a really sweet setup. I have everything kind of figured out, where it all goes now and all that kind of stuff. And then like I can switch amps and go to the rev, which this is my higher gain sound. Oh, sorry, my effects loop wasn't turned on. Direct audio again. There we go. So that's the rev. Rev is number 2. You haven't seen it? Okay, so before I go on to the other amps, I'll explain something, because this was like my whole idea of using amps again and setting this stuff up required a very specific switcher. So I have something. Like I said, I did a video on it. It's called the K. It's a KHE. What's it? It's a 4x4 cab effects selector. So basically, this selector can switch between 4 different amps and 4 different cabinets and 4 individual effects loops. So behind the amps in the desk, there's 1.5 million cables going to everything. But basically, I have 4 amps wired into the switcher. I only have 3 cabs right now. I have my 2 notes, which is what you guys are hearing. And then my 2 different 2x12s that I have in the room. I can switch to those if I want, but it's like crazy loud. And then I also have the effects loop of all of my amps running into this thing, and then the switcher itself has a master effects loop. So I can run pedals into the selector and essentially put them in the effects loop of every amp. And I can turn it off. So like, for example, number 3 is my orange, the Rockaverb, which already has reverb. If you listen to it with the pedal on it, let me turn it on. There's a lot of reverb. It's like too much. There's too much reverb on there. So then I just turn the effects loop off, and it remembers which ones I turn the effects loop on and off on the amps. I still have a lot of reverb, but it's not. There's not so much decay on it now. The other thing that's cool is I'm running my boost pedal into the front of the switcher, which then puts it in front of all the amps if I want it there. So I can turn it on, and now, before when I was using the booster on the Friedman, now I'm using it on the orange. So I'll let you hear the orange real quick with the direct audio. So there's all that jazz. The switcher, it's by a company called KHE, and the guy, it's like a one-man operation basically. He's making all the stuff himself right now. It's a smaller company. I'm using the exact model is the 4x4 amp cab effects selector. And the reason why this one initially appealed to me is I needed one that was rack mountable, but all the ones that I could find that did the amps and the effects loop and all that stuff, it was like twice the size. So I guess technically this is like a 2-space unit or 1 space. How I view it as a 1-space unit. And all the other ones were 2-space units. I'm like, I don't have 2 spaces available without needing to rearrange and get rid of something. And then I'd still have an empty space up there. So I was going to actually get a different one that he offered. And I got talking with Marcus over there, and he was just like, oh, well, I'm actually working on and prototyping this other one. And he like explained to him, like, that is literally everything I need the switcher to do. He's like, yeah, I won't have it for a while. And it took about a year. And then I got this one. And it's so amazing. He really, really just killed it. And it's really cool because it has a dummy load, so all your amps can be on at the same time. It's safe for them, and it won't even let you go to something that it doesn't have a load connected. Like earlier, I was trying to turn on the one of the amps and go to it and select it, and it was like it wouldn't let me do it. It's because I forgot to plug the speaker cable in. Someone asked about the Les Paul. It's a 79. And then there's a 4th secret amp that you guys don't know about. That I don't have on? A 4th secret amp that's not... Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I remember what I did now. A 4th secret amp that's not on. Although I probably leaned it forward and you can totally see what it is now. There we go. Make sure it's working. Now we're talking. The light on the amp, there goes my pick, doesn't work. So it's not the most reassuring thing. I'm like, is the amp on? Is it not? Like, I just have to look and hope that the tubes light up. And here's the secret amp. You guys can guess if you want to. I bet some of you guys will get it. you have it. Oh, see, but I told you guys you could guess, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. So, who knows? Who knows? Ho-ho! Sorry. I don't know why I'm so dumb. Sounds like a Marshall to me. Evidently is my favorite player. Oh, well, thank you. Always has the sickest tones. Oh, thank you, dude. Nah, I'm joking. I'll tell you guys. Just don't tell anyone else, because I haven't made a video about it. No, so it is. So some of you guys, you nailed it. It's not a Soldano. There was just a killer deal on this old 800. So it's an 83 800, and I saw it and I was like, whoa. And I sent a picture of it to my buddy, and even on just like the normal price that they had, my buddy's like, dude, that's a good deal on that amp. I'm like, I know. And I sent it to some other people and stuff, and they're just like, dude, get that amp. And I'm like, I should. And I was like, hey, can I take this amp home for a couple days? And they're like, sure. Yeah, like, just go ahead, just sign for it or whatever. And I took it home, and I hadn't even played it yet. First, yeah, it sounds very much like a Marshall. I was off by 1 year. I played one chord in here through a live cab. I just went, and I was like, I texted dude. I was like, will he take this for the amp? And he's like, yeah. He said that's cool. It's not red Tolex. No. It's black, and it's beat up. And what's kind of cool though is they already modded it for an effects loop. If the original 800s don't come with effects loops, so I didn't have to mod it. So that was another kind of like added little bonus feature to it. Hey, Preston. So basically, I've just been playing this constantly. Yeah, and it was. I'll tell you guys the story. How much do I play guitar every day? As much as I possibly can, to be honest. But I'll tell you the same story I told my buddies, because it was just kind of like the icing on the cake. They get hot too. Yeah, so it's over here, and it's cooking and all that kind of stuff. 65 as well versus use a 6505. Yeah, I had a 6505 for years. Great amp. I was gonna say, my son came home from the neighbor's house, which is pretty far away. It's it's not like the neighbor that's beside us. It's the neighbor that's at the end of our yard. And he came home, and he was just like, Dad, everyone can hear you. And I only had it on like 5 or something like that, but it's a 50-watt amp, so on 5 is still, pretty dang loud. And I was just like, yeah, that's like the, stamp of approval. They hear the amp all the way across the yard, through the trees, all that stuff over at the neighbor's house. Everyone can hear you. So I thought that was funny. Being in the corner, it fills the room really well. Yeah, it really does. I've been messing with it. My one of my best buddies, Michael Nilsson, another channel you guys should check out. He was helping me with it. I'm always bugging him, sending him little tone clips, and he's like, "Oh yeah, try doing this," because he has more experience with all these amps than I do. And he's like, yeah, take the bass to like here or whatever. He was saying that Dave, he's really good friends with Dave Friedman, so I figure both those guys know what they're talking about. He's like, yeah, keep the bass around here, and I kind of like crank the bass down, and I was like, perfect. He's like, yeah, those old Marshalls, you don't want too much bass in there because it gets flubby. when you switched it on. Yeah, I've been like, like I said, I've been bugging all my friends now with it. I sent it to Ben Eller. I was like, dude, check it out. And he's like, dude. And then I sent it to Brett Papa, just like clips of it, you know. Clips of me being obnoxious, basically, is what I'm sending people. Let me just try something here real quick. Alright. I was just curious. Like, I never really know what you guys are hearing until, like, afterwards. Okay, so it sounds pretty good. Yeah. Again, like I said, sorry. I was just curious. That doubling drives me crazy. Yeah. Okay. Definitely sounds better when I do the direct audio. Let me just try something real quick. Yeah. Hold on. Sorry. I'm really sorry about this, guys. Yeah. Wow. That direct audio. That sounds significantly better. The next vintage guitar that's in line, my big goal is to get a and unfortunately when it comes to like the vintage ones, you know, I want to be like really specific about what I want and kind of not compromise or like settle with it. I really want to get a Les Paul Jr., but I want a double cutaway LPJ, you know, single P90, and it has to be in TV yellow. That's really what I want. And preferably, I like it to be like, you know, 59 or something like that. Cause you can get those, and they're not like 59 Les Pauls that are like $400,000. Hey, what did I see? I thought I saw. Did I? I did. Stay from Boston. I was just watching my buddy Steve. And did I see Scott as well? I did. Look, you guys came in at the same time. Hey, Scott. Someone was asking what it is exactly. It's an 83 JCM 800 that has been modded for a loop, so that's why I have reverb. Otherwise, you gotta, you know, EVH this thing and just run everything into the front. Yeah, Junior's really what I want. Yeah, I'd like to get a Junior. It's a 2020-03. Oh, is that what it is? I can't remember. Oh, set it on the back. I think it's a 2203. I think it's a 2203. I can't remember now. I want to say that it is. Yeah, I can't remember. What reverb do I use? I just use like the cheapo, what's it called? The Hall of Fame? I don't think they're very expensive, are they? I've had it forever. It's like it's just like the reverb pedal I've had. Hot wings, dude. I'm hungry. Wings sound great. Oh, you must make copy. I keep hedging on getting one of his Charvels. Who you, maybe Satchel Charvel? Charvels are rad, though. Great guitars. When will your guitar buying frenzy end? You do you. Well, right now, like I said, I'm definitely not buying any guitars for a while. I only bought the amp because it was just like a really good deal on it, and I was like, oh well, I'll sell this and that, and then that'll kind of like cover for it. Reverbs are like $60. Oh yeah, so it's not like a crazy expensive reverb, but I think it sounds good. I mean, I don't know what I have it set on. I don't think I ever know. It is. It's set to room reverb. And then you can kind of hear it here. So there it was, kind of, dry and with reverb. He would upstage him, would have been even bigger than they imagined. Oh yeah, and what's crazy is I didn't realize Sykes sang in Blue Murder. I never knew that was him. Like I never really looked into Blue Murder. Again, going back to my buddy Michael. He was recommending me that for the Hair Metal Mondays, and I was like, oh, I've never really listened to Blue Murder. And I was watching some of the music videos, and I'm like, oh my god, he sings? He's a great singer. Same with Dan Huff. I never knew that Dan Huff sang all those Giant tunes. What's your opinion on Vox amps? What's funny about my opinion on Vox amps, I'll explain the whole reason the Marshall even came to be. Because it was actually, it's probably like 50-50. It might even have been more of my wife's idea to get the Marshall. Not so much to get the Marshall, to get a new amp. Because we had to get rid of the Rev that was there. And she's like, oh, well, that's going to look like crap over there now. Just this big empty spot where the amp used to be. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna move this over here. She's like, yeah, then there's nothing over there on that side. And she's like, well, you should look for something. Is there an amp that you want? And I was telling her, I said, well, I was thinking about a Vox or something would be kind of cool to get something different because everything I have is very Marshall-y or British, and she's like, yeah, get something different, I was like, yeah, I'll get a Vox. That's one of the three main tones. Vox, Fender, Marshall. And sure enough, they didn't have any Voxes when I went in there, but they did have this dusty old 800. And sure enough, I end up with another Marshall style amp. Before I heard it. Other than their modeler amps, I haven't played many of them. Yeah, I haven't. I was even thinking of a Bassman would be cool, or an AC30 or something. Bassman being Fender, not a Box, but that's kind of what I was thinking of. And I just saw this amp in there, and another thing that's kind of cool about this amp that I didn't realize whenever I originally took it home, because what happened was I took the amp home, and Chris, who was at the store, all that stuff, I was texting him because I was so excited. I get home, hook everything up, and I flip the amp on. Well, I guess it's a Marshall, so it's down. I flip the amp on, and nothing. The thing doesn't light up. I'm like, what? I'm like, what did I do wrong? And I'm like 20 minutes trying to figure out why the amp isn't working, all this kind of stuff. And I finally text him, like, dude, is there like some secret to making this amp turn on? He's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, the light doesn't work. It's on. And I look in the back of the amp. Sure enough, the tubes are all lit up and everything. I'm like, dang it. So then I'm like, all right. And that's whenever I had it. Actually, I told Gabby, I was like, hey, I'm going to have to be loud for a little bit. Because overall, I try to not be like, I'm not loud like that very often. But to test out the amp, you have to put the amp through its paces. Like, I want to make sure the thing's not going to, transformer's not going to melt the second I, buy the thing. And sure enough, man, I ran it over to the Friedman cab. I had it over here, literally just in a mess of cables, and just hit the one chord, and it was like, bam! It sounded so good. I was like, yes! And I said, I literally one chord, and I text Chris, and I was like, dude, would he take this for the amp? And he's like, let me ask him. And I didn't realize that this was my old guitar teacher's amp, Milo. You guys have, if you've been watching the channel for a while, hey, Shane's here. I've talked about this guitar teacher that I had, that he's just one of the best guitar teachers. He's the guy that Milo would teach me the scales, not in tab. He would write it on tabs, but he wrote the notes down. So if we were doing, a G major scale, he would write G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and he would write it across the scale, and I would have to learn it that way, not by numbers. Like I said, it was still on tabs, so it wasn't on sheet music. But he's just the best guitar teacher ever. Milo taught me so much important stuff. And, so to find out that this was his old amp, I'm like, oh, man. I was like, it added that extra little layer to it. And if there was ever any doubt that I wanted the amp, I was like, I have to have it now. I'm like, this is cool. And, I spoke to Milo. This was a while ago. And I was like, hey, would you come over do a video with me or something? I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a video with him and show you guys here's the guy that I learned so much stuff from, and just so much the way that I teach and all that stuff really came from Milo, and Milo is this, amazing guitar player, and just like I said, even more than that, he's just a good teacher. So he played the one chord. I know, Robert. That's so funny. Look, Acacia Guitars. How's it go? What's that chord? But yeah, so that was why I knew the universe was telling me. And whenever that stuff happens, it's just best to listen, because you'll regret it if you don't. Stuff happens and goes in circles. Yeah. So it's really strange, and because Milo was selling the amp just on consignment, at the shop. So I didn't, like I said, when I took it home, I didn't realize it wasn't even the store's amp. I just wanted to take it home. I was gonna take it home for 3 or 4 days, try it out, see what I thought about it. And really, what happened, there was 2 people who helped influence, me wanting the amp because I was originally gonna wait and get it the next day. And again, it was my buddy Michael, and then I was texting good old Uncle Larry, sweet old Uncle Larry. I was like, dude, what do you think of this amp? And he's just like, if you like Motley Crue, get it. I was just like music to my ears. And then after talking with Michael, I was like, I'm just gonna go get the amp today, and I'm glad I did, because who knows, maybe someone would have bought it, you know. But oh, your Wi-Fi went out, dude. What up with that? Currently shopping for my first real amp for gigging and a band practices. I play mainly clean with slight distortion, soft rock. I've tried a few Marshalls, but I find them very bright. They are bright. Yep. Yeah, I have to ask Tom. He was telling me about a mod to do to the Marshall. Something to do with the input jack on it. He said that gets rid of some of the harshness. I can't remember exactly what he said. Let me see what he said. Because it doesn't mean anything to me. I would need to like take it to like an amp guy and be like, hey, how do I do this? He says they need a treble ectomy. Treble. So if you guys know what that means, he said there's one cap that you can cut off the input jack, and those and it makes them way less harsh and bright. So I want to look into getting that done. But if anyone knows about old Marshalls, it's him. But yeah, if you're looking for an amp that has a little bit of breakup, it depends. You know, I was just talking with another friend of mine when I got the amp, Russ. We were saying like how like you don't need loud amps anymore. For band practice maybe, but for gigging he was like, God, I can't remember the last time I wasn't mic'd. You know, venues always mic you up now. So honestly, if you want something with a little bit of breakup, that's just a really versatile amp. And even though I'm friends with them, so you know, take it for what you will. Look into it's an amp called the Rev D20. It has it's a clean amp, but it has a pull-out knob on the gain, and you can get light distortion. It's only 20 watts, so that might not be enough for band practice. I personally I had a 20 watt amp in our band rehearsal spot. If you're running it through like a 2x12, I think you're fine. But you know, if you want more power, you might need that. But if you're miking it up, try something like that, because it also has the 2-notes technology. So if you were like wanting to record at home, you could literally run straight out of the amp. It's not the direct recording out. A lot of amps have that stuff, and they almost always sound bad. These sound really good because it's the same 2-notes technology that I'm using right now. So like if you think that this guitar sounds good, and the amp, like I'll turn the boost off. If you think it sounds good, it's the same thing that amp's gonna have. And you can load different cabinets, and even if you're gigging, like say you're doing like I don't know what kind of music it is necessarily, but if you're doing like CCM or something like that, you could run straight out of the back of the amp into the front of the house. And then you can actually run your cabinet simulation. So it's a pretty interesting amp, depending on what your budget is. I think those amps are around $1,200. So it's definitely something to look into. If you really don't want something with all that, you know, technology, like that's a full tube amp. So it's the real deal. But if you want something that's a little bit more scaled down, I'm trying to think. Like a lot of the orange stuff, like their smaller kind of lunchbox amps, I think would be a good fit. There's lots of stuff. Like I said, it all depends on your budget, really. Like if you have a budget that's a little bit north of a K, like $1,000, I would say check out the D20s. I think that they're really good. So the trebleectomy, he means removal of treble. It's funny. Trebleectomy. Get an all music man with 212. bright. You know, I find myself, I roll the tone knob down a lot on my guitar. So like if you listen to it direct here. You know, so I definitely can understand the brightness issue with it. There's a lot of gain. Guitar hack, yeah, guitar hack. I don't know if hold on, let me turn this AC up. I'm getting hot. I'm telling you, I knew having the amps on was gonna cook me. Woo. There we go. These revs do look fancy. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, look, I think that from what you described, the D20, in my opinion, would be perfect for you. Marshall doesn't. Yeah, but trust me, you don't want to be lugging around a 50-watt Marshall. Just carrying this thing up the steps and putting it in here. I had back flashes to all the times of me dragging the 6505 around with me and in the 4x12 cab. Oof. Got here, man. Later, homie. Robert, did you ever get into any of the Canadian 80s bands? No, not other than like I don't know if they're considered Canadian 80s, but like Kim Mitchell. It's just like 80s rock, I guess. And Bryan Adams and all that kind of stuff. Like I got more into like the Canadian rock stuff, but I don't really think I know too many Canadian 80s bands. Dude, you have a great night too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Were on Steve's live stream earlier. He was doing all the AC/DC. How's it go? I can't remember. I don't remember how it goes anymore. sorry. And did I'm so sorry. I missed a super chat earlier. I'm very, very sorry, Dennis. Feel bad about that. Sorry, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone else's. Robert, you write some awesome tunes. Will you ever release new material? You are underrated as a guitarist and songwriter, in my opinion. Oh, well, for one, thank you for the super chat, man. And that's very kind of you to say. Yeah, I definitely have plans to release like another EP. You know, a lot of it is just I have all these courses that I'm working on is really what it comes down to. And then on top of the normal YouTube videos, it's hard to find that extra little bit of time to put in to get the songs to the place where I would be okay with like officially releasing them. But I definitely plan on it. You know, I like a lot of the little intro tunes that I've written, and some of them I've already like expanded on and made them, you know, 2 or 3 minutes long, however long the song kind of calls for. So there definitely will be expanded, you know, full songs on another EP. I want to get them like professionally like mixed and mastered this time though. Like I just did everything myself last time, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I want to get it done, you know, better. But hopefully soon. I doubt it will happen this year, if I'm being honest. So it might have to be like a next year project. But you know, thank you for saying all that stuff, man. I enjoy writing the songs and everything. Oh, Corey, dude, thank you for the super chat, man. I realize there's no comment with your super chat, so if you meant to comment something, life goes on. Oh, I wish I knew that solo. I don't know it. But thank you very much for the super chat, dude. If there's something else that you wanted to ask, by all means, throw it in there, and maybe if I don't see it, maybe one of the moderators or someone can see it. Friendo, yo! Hey! Sounds like a Phil X lick. Thank you so much, Rick, for the super chat, man. Please jam Sabbath Supernaut riff. I don't know that one. Oh, I feel like I learned it for a video one time. How does it go? Let me see. Hold on. Let me hear the song for a second. can't think how that one goes. I'm almost positive I've learned it. Hold on, let me mute the thing so I don't get hit for copyright. Yeah. I can't remember. He plays it. He's like, I know he's detuned, so I don't think he plays it there, but it's something like that. Okay, now. Just like the one we know, sing songs, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby. Ooh. Oh, sorry, wrong song. 100-watt amps. There's nothing wrong in using this technology that's available. These multi-amps. That is true. That you know what, Frank? That's a really good point. That nowadays with technology, you can actually use. You can actually use, because like I said, right now, think of it like this. And you might think that what I'm playing through doesn't sound very good right now, which is totally fine. You know, everyone's open to their own opinion. But I have a 50-watt Marshall turned on what's like noon, basically. So cooking, man. It's rocking. I have all the amps set like that, and it's bedroom levels. But to what you guys are hearing, at least from like a second ago when I tested it, it sounds like these big roaring amps that before you would have to like either go deaf or have a separate room to mic your cabinet up in. And it's kind of, to me, it's fascinating that I'm sitting here playing 50-watt amps at almost 2 a.m. and no one can hear it outside of this room, other than you guys. Robert, do you know any good $400 to $700 acoustics? I'm wanting something. Dude, get a Seagull. Seagull acoustics. Look into those. They're really, really good for that. In that price range, they're perfect. I don't know any Skid Row solos, I'm afraid. Yeah, I will say, like, I do prefer a cab. I like all the amps better through a cab in the room. Yeah. No, I'm 100% with you. I agree about feeling the cab thing. I guess my point is more that it's fascinating that we have the option now. You know, like, I like having this option. And especially for recording, for me, I couldn't do it. You know, if I needed to have live amps all the time, live cabs. To me, like, how I can bounce from amp to amp to amp, and I don't need to worry about, mic placement, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's in here. You can adjust the mic placement, but it certainly adds a level of convenience to it. Love reading all of our collective typos. So I'm going to turn the amps off here in just a second, though, because it's getting hot in here. Any amp that you guys want to hear, or do you just want me to run through the 4 of them again real quick before we go back to the Axe effects? Can you get a cab in the room anyway? Oh, yeah, no, I have 3 cabs in here. So, like, I have one right over here, but it's super loud because the amps are all set so loud because of the 2 notes. So the 2 notes also attenuates the amps. And so I have the amps on half volume. And if, trust me, it doesn't take me long to react whenever I accidentally select the wrong button up here and I go to a live cab instead of the 2 notes, and it's just like this screeching sound. Oh, the Stradivarius, I need to undo the locking nut on the Stradivarius. It's totally out of tune. But in reverse order from last time. Okay, so here will be the order of the amps. I'll go through all of them one more time, and then I'll go back to the Axe effects so I cannot be in a sauna. You are going to hear... Oh, what was I? Oh, Crystal, hey, Robert. Can I send you a picture of my new guitar? Absolutely, Crystal. Definitely send it to me. What would be the best way to send it to me? Send it to me on Facebook or Instagram, like my music Facebook page, or on Instagram. Either one of those, and let me know when you do it. And thank you for the super chat. It was super nice of you. So what you guys are going to hear is I'll turn the reverb off when I get to the Rockaverb. You're going to hear the JCM 800, Orange Rockaverb, Rev Generator, Friedman B50, in that order. I'll turn the boost pedal off of all of them. So you'll hear all of them without the extra push of gain. This is just the raw amp tone. Okay, so here you go. Frank, are you talking about in the 2Notes software? I am using the 2Notes. If you're talking about in the 2Notes, I don't have a cable hooked up to it to where I can change anything on it right now, unfortunately. But yeah, that was all of them. So the last one. Make sure I open my flip-flop. You sent that. Sorry, Crystal said you sent the picture of your new guitar. And then I want to do something here real quick. Okay, Frank. I'll try that, man. I'll have to wait until I have my 2Notes hooked up again. Like I said, I have it running into the interface, but not hooked up to the computer, if that makes any sense. I wanted to... What do you guys think? I'm going to try the Friedman against the Marshall. You can tell me which one you like better. Oh, we have a new member! Oh, man, I got to do the new member riff. Give me just a second. I got so many new things going on. All right, so here's the Friedman first, then the Marshall. So let's see how they compare. There we go. And of course, I gotta get the new member riff going on here. New member! Nolan, thank you so much for joining, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong person. That's super chat. I'm assuming it's Shane Scarberry. Thank you so much for joining, man. Shane, make sure that so I do a pre-show each week for the channel members, and if you go to my channel and you select the community tab as a channel member, you can see all of the member-only posts, and that's how you can get into the pre-shows and all that stuff. And also, Nolan, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Dude, your hair is epic. Perfect. Thank you, man. Don't you dare cut that bright cap. Faster. Okay. Faster switching between the two, I assume, is what you're meaning. All right, let's hear them. I'll do 3 chords. It's going to go Marshall, Friedman. Marshall, Friedman. Marshall, Friedman. Marshall, Friedman. All right, here you go. Marshall, Friedman. Hold on. Forgot I turned that pedal back on. Do that again. I'm going to go Marshall, Friedman. Without the booster on. Okay, here we go. Do that again. go. So there you have both of them. Yeah, they're similar. I realized that I had the bass a lot higher. I mean, I didn't try to dial them in the same or anything, but it definitely got closer when I cut some of that bass out of the Friedman and gave it the treble a little bit of a boost. And my love for Tellys, dude, Tellys are so awesome. Who's wrong? Yeah, so, you know, and if you guys haven't yet, man, make sure you go subscribe to my buddy Steve from Boston. The man. Either or both. Yeah, they both work. So, but what's cool, I haven't recorded with both of them yet, but I would bet they both track really well together. The mids out on the Friedman, they're at about 1 o'clock. And they are about the same, actually, on the Marshall. Both are on 1 o'clock. That's definitely one advantage to having the amp switcher that makes it so nice. Whenever you want to A/B stuff, it's incredible. There's no lag in time. Like, I can A/B all 4 amps. In seconds, you know, and I can be like, oh, that's the one. That's the one I want. Right there. So, anyways, though, I'm going to turn all these amps off because literally a million degrees in here. Ugh. Oh, while I'm doing this, you guys decide what guitar is next. Wow, it's so hot right here. And then since the reason why this was unhooked earlier is because since I can't see whether the amp's on or off, just to be safe, I unhook it. If I don't want to accidentally like flip the amp on and not know that I turned it on, or it's usually, well, I have an air conditioner in here. It's usually not that bad, but this is exactly why I don't like to run the amps too much. Friedman Telly, vintage Telly. I'm going P90 gold top, uh-oh, vintage Telly. Felly Telly. The crackle's out of tune. I don't feel like messing with the Floyd. I heard it gets cold. It gets real cold in Ohio. So during the winter, it's great to use the tube amps. I will agree. I love the smell of tubes and like the cooking Tolex, however you say it. I think the gold top one ukulele. I keep all my ukuleles in the other room. All right, P90 gold top. I haven't played the gold top recently, so who knows if this baby's in tune. It's the only. Hold on. Okay, that's there. So I gotta label these cables. It's the only Les Paul light enough to hang up on the wall. Back to the Axe Effects. We'll do the Esquire next. How about that? You can't compare it with Fuzz Strat. Ooh. I was just working on a song. Do I have it pulled up? No, that's the backing track from the clinic. Oh, what was it called? Let's see, open recent. Bad Habit. Fuzz. Oh, yeah. Don't close. I titled it, what did I call it? Fuzzy Berry, because it was a typo. I can't remember what I was trying to type, and I was just like, whatever, that's what it's called now. And, not sure if you guys can even hear it. It was just something like dumb. I don't even know what it was. I was on the baritone, I remember, because I was like, and then, oh, the picture. I'm so sorry, I forgot. I got distracted. We started talking about tubes. You sent it to me on here? I don't have. Here it is. Oh wait, hold on. It says the image is blurred. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, you got a lotus. Hey, is Steve still here? Check it out. Oh, do you care? I hope you don't care if I show everyone. Look at this. So it's one of those mini Les Pauls. That's so cool. Yeah, Steve Moss did a review on it. Yeah, he has one of these. That's so cool. Oh man, Austin or Trogley also did a review on one of these, and it was so cool. You out of here, Dennis? Have a great night, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with us. But that's so cool. I want one of these. They're so awesome. Can you guys see it? Okay, I'm trying to get it right in the light. It's gonna be a little bit out of focus, but yeah, that's so cool. Cause it's like the little Les Paul body, but it has a normal set of humbucker pickups in it. 4-knob layout. It's so cool. That's awesome. There we go. Yeah, that's super cool. Congrats. I think those aren't made anymore, are they? Like, they're hard to find. I see Carl? No, it wasn't Carl. Senorita, I'm in trouble again, and I can't break free. That's it's tuned to some weird open tuning. Yeah. So how do you like it? I'd be curious to know how you like it. Kick up the distortion here a little bit. Are we talking nags? No, it's this. It's a guitar. It's called Lotus. And they made these little miniature Les Pauls. They look exactly like a normal Les Paul. Has like a normal Les Paul like headstock on it or something, but then like a tiny little Les Paul body with normal size humbuckers. They're really cool. I've never seen one in person, but from what Steve has said about them and Austin and all that stuff, I think they seem awesome. I don't know any Jeff Healey, unfortunately. Should though. I mean, an incredible guitar player. Nag's guitars are fantastic. Doug Rappaport just posted a really cool video. He got, it's like, I assume it's a new Nags guitar. It's basically like a Les Paul Jr. If you haven't seen it, man, it's killer. His playing is phenomenal as always. But do you know any Robert Baker? A couple tunes. I know something kind of, well, I thought it was funny that if you guys saw the video, it was the Music Man demo, the little tune I wrote for it. The solo is actually, it's basically a country solo. It's what's really funny because it starts out with that. And I copped that from a Brent Mason solo that he does for Alan Jackson, and I still don't even know your name. He has this lick. He goes, I don't know, what was it? That was the solo, yeah. Whatever the other lick is. And then, so I did that solo. I was like, it's so close. And even like that next lick that kicks it off, after that whole solo kind of like closes out. And then it goes, but I just played it more rock. I'm like, but if you look at the lick, I mean, like, it's all country. But I just thought it was kind of funny because it was like, I just took all the countryness out of it and kind of like put a nice little layer of rock and roll frosting on it. Sorry for the delayed response. I'm at work. Oh, no worries at all. Some country guitarists have some amazing solos. Blue skies hide in the country section. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, a lot of it is country. Like I said, it's just you have to play it like a country player, and then it sounds country. Then it loses all countryness. But the majority of it, like I said, I was like, it's just basically a hack version of a country solo. So, have any of the Robert, do you have any of the rev pedals? I have the green, purple, and red ones. And as soon as you engage the aggression switch, they are really noisy. Yeah, I have all the pedals. They're right over there. I don't think I've had that issue though. I wouldn't really do any justice to run it through this because I have a noise gate. But I don't particularly remember them being noisy. Frank, is that on all of the pedals? So let me know if that's on all of them or just like one in particular. I don't know the Final Countdown solo. Oh, I'm getting tired. Went into Brian May. Oh, Brian May is so good. I hadn't really gotten into him until I remember one time a student really fell in love with like Brian May, and we learned a bunch of his stuff. Paul Simon is really interesting. Oh yeah, of course. Got the urge to do picking. What is it? Picking. Hope you have a good morning. Signing out. Oh, have a great morning, night. Just have a great day. Blue and red. Oh, okay. Those are the high gain ones. Yeah, I said I don't remember them being overly noisy. I haven't used them in a while though, to be honest. But I'm just trying to think. Yeah, maybe. Excuse me. Oh. Message them on their Facebook page or something, man. And maybe Derek or Kyle would know something about it, and they could maybe shed some light on it. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I didn't realize made such a big difference. I had a power supply for my pedals, and this happened. This is years ago, but I had a lot of noise from my pedals, and I was using like a little 9-volt power thing I bought from Walmart, and Brian Wampler told me, he's like, dude, spend the extra money. He's like, get, whatever brand power supply you got. I got like a Snark power supply. Then it has like all the little daisy chains you can do with it too. And he's like, it seriously will make such a difference. And it did. It went from like crazy noisy to like silent. I'm like, that's crazy. I had no idea that the power supply could do that. He's like, yeah. He's like, so many people get the like ones like I had, the cheap, $10 ones at Walmart. And he said they're just awful for your pedals because there's so much noise in them. I'm gonna use anything outside of a disengaged switch. Huh, that's really crazy. Gig rig power supply. Oh yeah, it's definitely not that. If you're using any gig rig stuff, then yeah, you're definitely fine. I don't know, that's crazy. Let's see. Any, what's the next guitar? What's the next guitar you guys want to see? Oh, Telly, I forgot. You did already tell me that, didn't you? I can tell I'm getting tired because I'm like can't focus. Sure it's not gonna fall over. It's never happened. Hopefully it never does. That scared me. I kicked my bottle of water. I do have feet. That's always the first thing anybody, whoever meets me, even like I said, my buddy Michael, whenever we finally, like, we've known each other all these years, but it's been through the internet and YouTube, and then this past Winter NAMM, we finally got to, like, meet and hang out in person. And that was, like, one of the first things Michael said. He's like, oh, whoa, you're, like, big. I'm like, oh, I guess so, like, you know. I don't realize it, but that's the first thing everyone always says is they're like, oh, wow, you're really tall. Because I'm not, like, super tall. I'm not, like 6'8" or anything like that. But I'm, well, if you're here in the States, 6'2". I don't know what that equals in meters or whatever other measurement systems there are. But that's what everyone says. They're like, oh, you're tall. All right, give me your go-to lick. I'm about to go to bed. My go-to lick when I have a telly in my hand. When I have a telly in my hand and I'm tired. I can't do it. I don't know the final countdown on solo. But I think that's the best I got on me right now. 19 stone. Or measure myself like they do horses. Like, how many hands tall am I? Like, I'm roughly like you know, somewhere like 25 hands tall. I don't know. Son is 6'9". Wow, he's really tall. Makes me think of when I was in school. The guy I went to school with, we were all on the basketball team. Jacob Furr. He's 6'8". So obviously he was the center, and then I was usually the power forward or small forward or something. Just as you suggested, she's a beast. Ooh, perfect. Eat spaghetti on that guitar. There we go. Here's some direct audio if you want to hear what it really sounds like. Fire and water must have made you that daughter. 'Cause you've got what it takes to make this poor heart burn me. I don't know what he says there. Something and something, your love was gone. God, Paul Rogers is such a good singer. We need a Ric Flair impression. Oh man. 'Cause I'm a kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. Woo! Yeah, love Ric Flair. I think my dad was, some of you guys might not know about it, but Gabby and Mason surprised me for my birthday and got a shout out from. Have I ever showed anybody on here? Maybe I showed channel members. Let me show you. This is like one of the coolest things ever. Oh wait, how do I just want videos. How do I do this? See if I can find it quick. They, you know, like Cameo, that's what it's called. You can order the, like, oh, this famous person will say hi to you. And they got me one from Ric Flair. It's so cool. I watched it like 100 times. I remember my dad was like super pumped up. He's like called me up and he's like, man, even got the Nature Boy telling you happy birthday. I was like, I know, right? I go, that's what you do when you are styling and profiling. Here it is. Oh, it's so good.
Hey, Robert. Hey.
The first, right out the gate, he just woos.
Stage boy here, man. Woo! Hey, Robert. It's the Stage boy here, man. Looking to give you a shout out on your 31st birthday. Holy cow. This beautiful, smoking hot chick, Gabby, reached out to me on behalf of herself and Mason, that handsome dude, your son, saying my husband's turned 31. Robert's the man. He styles and he profiles.
Oh,
He
man.
looks as only he can look. He's a great father, a great husband, and on his 31st, I want the Nature Boy to say happy birthday. God bless you, man, Robert. Wife reached out. She sounds wonderful. You got a handsome, beautiful family. God bless you. And on Father's Day, you will be the man because Gabby and Mason say so. Woo!
Oh man, I was dying. It's so good. Oh man. It's so good. And you know what was funny is, so then Gabby showed me, or she told me what she sent him. And she didn't send him half the stuff that he said. It made me think like, you know, back in the day, all those famous old wrestling promos from Hogan, you know, Luger and Macho Man and Flair and all that stuff, none of that stuff was scripted. It was just off the cuff. And I remember, I think Macho Man said in an interview one time, he said they would cut those promos for hours at a time, and until they got one that they liked. And that just made me think. I was like, yeah, that's just what he does. You know, she sent him a few things, like, oh, he's going to be 31, all this kind of, like, the stuff about Father's Day. She didn't say anything about Father's Day, and he just, like, rolled with it, you know? I'm like, man, he's the dude. Let's Walk Custom, it's right back there, just hanging out. 31, you still got hair. Just turned 23, and I'm losing some of the top. Crazy long hair days are limited. Oh no, yeah, I mean, yeah, just you know, my dad was bald and everything, so I probably will be. Who knows? For now, I still got the mop on top of my head, but I mean, rock it while you got it, right? Oh man, animal doctor. Dude, do you remember the old John Mayer 2 Rock demo video? I don't. No, I don't. Does Brett Garson ring a bell? Oh, of course. Of course. Play a bass guitar? Eh. I need to get my hair cut. It's like it's gotten so long that it like gets caught in the guitars now, but I just haven't been able to go anywhere. Really bad subject, but though all of the stuff he did, Chris. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I mean, I remember watching. Chris Benoit was one of my favorite guys when I was younger. Like, and the thing about like with wrestling is I grew up in the WCW NWO era of wrestling, so you know, and probably like lightly in like the Hogan, was it ECW, that kind of stuff. But like I said, I mainly know all these guys from WCW, NWO. Hey, DJ. Hall of Fame 2 Reverb. Have you played it? And if so, what's your opinion? I've not played the Hall of Fame. Oh, wait, you know what? What do I have? Hold on one second. Ugh. I have the Hall of Fame 2. Mine is a 2. It's not a 1. It's great. I mean, that's the main reverb that I use when I'm using my amps. The reverb you're hearing right now is out of the Axe Effects. I will say, I think the Axe Effects, the effects on it are just second to none, even though mine's older now. They're so good. Like, what's the one tone? The one tone everyone asks me about is my Strat tone. So let me get the Strat for a second. Someone was asking about the Les Paul Custom. I'll get that one too. Hold on one second. But yeah, the Strat tone one, and it's all because of the Axe Effects, this reverb that it has. Does anyone watch Daryl Braun? He did that video about reverb versus reverb. We've all been saying it wrong this whole time. But I pronounce everything wrong. I was talking to Uncle Ben, because there's just this video that me and him keep quoting and laughing about. But I was telling him, I said, you know, I'm from, I have a lot of like Southern family. You know, most of my family's from South Carolina and then Kentucky and of course Ohio. And I'm from South Carolina, but you know, and I grew up mostly in Ohio. But my dad has had a strong Southern accent my entire life. So what happens is I say stuff weird. And I've talked about this in live streams too. But I get this weird kind of like Southern Midwest you know, accent thing going. think I showed this last week too. But this is the tone that everyone always asks about, is this one. So here's the direct audio on it. Oh, I like how a bum note can just ruin it all. Do you ever just do something dumb and it like doesn't sound half bad? Wherever that would go. I've been playing this strat a lot lately. Robert Prada. Time is it? It's 2:30 a.m. Could be something there. Nope. Anyways. They are really popular indie underground rock scene. Yeah, you know, a stretch is such a versatile instrument. I mean, you can kind of do it all. Some WWE themes. Left. sad emoji. Oh man, how does the Hogan music go? I think he's tuned down half a step though. I definitely learned some of it. I was gonna see if I could find it, but I don't want to waste your time. like that. It's very like Hendrixy. New World Order. Oh yeah, someone asked about the 76 custom. Let me grab that one real quick. Maybe we'll just plan on ending the night with the custom in hand and rocking out. Ugh. Put the old hand back. Thing's such a boat anchor. This thing is too, but man, the KM is heavy. So the input jack on this one was being kind of funky the other day. And it's nice and loud too. That Eric Johnson-y vibe. I bet if I put a fuzz face on it. Metalhead Hippie, what's up, buddy? Make sure you guys check out Metalhead Hippie's channel too. Kinda has that Eric Johnson-y vibe to it. Half remember it. Because they are pretty Northern. 3035 is getting angry. Fingers are falling asleep. They're getting my hands are getting very tired. Fuzz is great. You can just play whatever, and like it sounds like you're playing really good. But if I had normal distortion on, it probably wouldn't be that clean. There we go. Huh. Kind of cool. It's like I can hear something there. There we go. Anyways, do you know any of Santa Cruz riffs? I don't. Ooh. Might be something there. Metalhead Hippie, thank you, man. He says, let's help Steve Boston get to 100. Yeah, dude. I shouted Steve out earlier, but definitely you guys go check out Steve from Boston. Steve is, you know, such a big buddy of mine, and I'd love to see him get to 100K. So thank you again, Metalhead Hippie. You know the song about, I don't know. Yeah, it has definitely has Van Halen vibes, you know. Thank you for sharing that, Big Red Tower. As always, doing a killer job. Oh, there we go. It turned into something there. Some kind of crazy tapping thing is required there. That might be, you might end up hearing that riff, you know, down the road. Michael Jackson, Black and White. Kind of has that vibe, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm still rocking 10s on everything. There we go. All right, sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna like mess with this for just a second. Sorry. Whenever the moment strikes, I can kind of. I use 10 to 46 on everything. I don't really. Yay, Sam made it. I need what does this need? If you really want to sound Van Halen-y. to it. Okay, here, let me just, sorry. Probably bore people. But let me just mess with this for just a second here, because I'm liking the where it's kind of going. So I'll give you direct audio so you don't have to hear me going over here like the whole time. Could be something there. Yeah. Oh. I'll get it eventually. I like that beginning part though. It would kind of need to start with some kind of like a... Yeah. Are you ready? Oh, almost needs to be like a Def Leppard kind of thing, to where you couldn't play both parts at the same time. Like one has to be on. So I'm kind of like. Where are you at in the back? I can't see your hands. I was like Paul Stanley. I can hear the drums. I can hear it. I can hear everything happening right now. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to stay awake. And I'm gonna do this all right here, right now. Let's see. So let's try this here real quick. I wonder if there's a way I can share my screen. That'd be sweet. Let me see something here real quick. Web manage. Create, insert ad, create highlight video, share live stream settings. I can't. Huh. Alright, so let's do this. Sorry you can't see my screen. It'd probably be more interesting if you could see what I'm looking at. But I'm just going to try to make a rough draft of this stuff here real quick. So you can... You know, this is something I always want to record, but it's so hard to, like, when can you time that you're going to be, like, inspired to write a song? And it happens to be right now. Okay, so first things first. Let's see. It's like 140, 2, 3. No, that's too fast. 130, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we've got that now. I'm not sure how well you guys can hear anything that's going on. Oh, then with the battery. Is the battery low? Rob, look at the screen. Look, just in time, right? Okay, let's see something here. Sam might be getting his purple live stream after all. See if it decides to turn back on now. That. Oh, look at that! Oh, it didn't work. It did work? Oh, purple stream! This one's for Sam. Here it is. Oh man. Let's see if I can fix it. Sam's the only one who's pumped. Woo! Now look at it. I was hoping to try to do this live so you guys could see it, but it just might not be able to happen live. Might not be liveable. Oh, look at this. Guess what, camera? I've got a second camera. Boom! In your face, camera. Yep, that one's just done for. A glitch in the matrix. Yeah. I think that one's just toast. Yep. Oh well, we had a good run. Anyways. Hello, everybody. From the other side of the room. Thundercam. Yeah, I don't know why that one did that. Weird, right? Look, it's totally just frozen on there. Camera's not even on anymore. Stash cam. Anyways. Let's get this recorded. Sorry, you guys are, I'll just have to be like blankly staring at you the whole time. So don't worry. And don't make it weird. Okay? It's totally normal. Dang, we'll do that, won't it? I was hoping it wouldn't take it away. Anyways. Drums. Oh, perfect. I like those drum sounds. You guys hear those really good hi-hats? I'm joking. It's just a click track right now. Oh, and the vocals. Oh my god, the vocals are so good. Can you guys hear all this stuff? Maybe it should just start out, like, right out of the gate, rocking like that. You know? It's like, don't even waste time. Just straight for it. Sounds okay-ish. What drums are you using? Oh, I'm using Easy Drummer. Am I talking to you? I am talking to you. Yes, I am. I am so talking to you right now. It's like someone playing an unplugged electric drum kit. 8 years old as internet appears. Okay. Yeah, I was joking. There was no drums. I just need different tones. Alright, let's see. And I think it needs to be like a little bit faster. And louder. A lot louder. No, those drums are just all wrong. All kinds of wrong. Yeah, I'll just have to remember it later. I'm not going to waste all your guys' time. But I thought maybe I could just capture it all live. Don't make it weird. Throw in some tambourine. See, you can always count on Sam. Sam is a thinker. So obviously, we need some tambourine. What do you think? Accent on 1 and 3? 2 and 4, 16th notes. Look at that. See, look, you're right. It made the song. Why didn't I think of tambourine? One into 3. That must be cool if it started kind of like dark. You know what we've always joked around about doing? I don't remember where it came from. I don't know if I got it from somewhere or if I just did it. But I always say I want to like have this, you know, song and solo and all this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, like, you stop the song and be like, clap solo. And right back into the song. Just like right in the middle, like the clap solo. I don't know if I got that from something or if I just thought of it myself, but oh man. Oregon? I like where you guys are going. One of the three is tripping. You know what I really think this song needs? I mean, like when I'm really thinking about it. Really. Oh, is it not working? Dig-nabbit. Well, it was gonna be funny. It's not funny now. Yeah, that's so weird. I wonder why you don't have all my stuff. Oh well. I was gonna play banjo. All bad. Let's just opt out of that. It's like the only one that would work. Ukulele solo. Did anyone see that video of the guy who was just playing slap percussion and slapping his legs and chest? No, I didn't. 12 string? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Anyways, I'm past the point of too tired. So, that will be it for tonight. I'll hang out for a minute and answer any questionos that you guys have for just a couple more minutes. And other than that, I think we'll call it a success. We made it 3 hours. It's always my goal for these late night ones is to make it till 3 a.m. Oh look, 1991 Neil Young showed up. Oh man. Can you please check Instagram, Robert? I sent you the jam. Oh, it's like a screen recording. Just me not knowing what I'm doing. Wow, thank you so much for sending that. That's really cool. Thank you, man. That'll make that way easier. And when you guys hear it, you, pineapple and pizza, no, never. I don't like pineapple though, so maybe. Maybe if you like pineapple. So you don't lose it? Yeah, right. Like Right Stuff night, because I like that too. Anyways, I will see you all later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. Monday, new video. I don't know if Monday will be another Hair Metal Mondays video or not. I have to see what I have prepared. The original plan was for it to be one, but we'll have to wait and see. Mine and drop D. Kind of, doesn't it? Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, thank you guys so much. Thank you all for tuning in. There were like 300 of you guys here the whole time. That was crazy. I really do appreciate it. I think that's it. Thank you to all the guys who super chatted, who the new member. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me. Big Red Tower always being a moderator. Sam, I'm so glad you made it, man. I know you commented earlier saying you didn't think you were gonna make it. So look at you. Look at you. Here we are. Here you are. So, other than that, guys, as soon as I can figure out which of these 20 screens is the one I need, I'm out of here. Bye, everyone.